Welcome to the most exciting new arena in the world. The newly constructed Intuit Dome is without exaggeration redefining the way sports venues are designed and experienced. From the massive 40,000 square foot screen to a game-changing atmosphere built to intimidate rival teams, and even t-shirts launching from the scoreboard, the Intuit Dome is a groundbreaking feat of engineering. Driven by an energetic billionaire determined to transform a franchise, this arena symbolizes a bold new chapter. But its journey to completion was filled with opposition, as one competitor pulled out all the stops to try and derail this mega project. It's one of the most interesting and unique stories not only in the LA area, but across the world. To take it all in, I flew across the country to experience it all in person. The story begins in 1999, when the Clippers left behind the aging LA Memorial Sports Arena and Expo Park. Once a symbol of local pride, the arena had become outdated, plagued by a lack of luxury amenities and overshadowed by the newly completed Staples Center, a state-of-the-art venue that promised a fresh chapter for Los Angeles sports. Sharing the Staples Center with the Lakers, the Clippers spent over 2 decades playing under the same roof as their city rivals. However, it didn't take long for the contrast to become glaring. While the Lakers thrived, the Clippers struggled to step out of their shadow, both on and off the court. In 2014, the Clippers faced a turning point, after former owner Donald Sterling received a lifetime ban from the NBA following a series of controversies. The team was sold to Steve Ballmer, the charismatic former CEO of Microsoft. Ballmer vowed to reinvent the franchise, recognizing that the Clippers lagged far behind the Lakers in both fan base and cultural appeal. By 2017, the city of Inglewood approved plans to negotiate the construction of a new arena directly across from the then rising SoFi Stadium. The journey wasn't without its obstacles. As I mentioned in the intro, opposition from certain groups led to intense efforts to block the projects, which we'll explore in detail later. Despite these challenges, the arena eventually received the green light, and the design is unlike any ever seen in the sports world. The arena is in the heart of Inglewood, directly across from the iconic SoFi Stadium. It sits at the intersection of Century Boulevard and Prairie Street. The arena shell features a massive red steel diagrid frame, designed to resemble the weave of a basketball net. Covering this frame are diamond-shaped ETFE and PTFE panels, which are lightweight and highly functional. These panels provide protection from the rain while allowing sunlight and airflow to permeate the space. They're covered in LEDs, which change color and light up the neighborhood. Stepping inside, the dome offers an impressive game day experience. First is the Game Face ID technology, which uses facial recognition to streamline entry and purchases, letting you leave your phone and wallet in your pocket. In fact, the entire arena operates as a cashless venue, which attempts to make transactions seamless. And in case you're concerned about privacy, the facial recognition system is optional. The dome features 17,700 seats designed with comfort and experience in mind. To create a bowl offering the NBA's best legroom and sightlines, Ballmer and the AECOM design team conducted extensive research, visiting arenas all over the country. Their efforts led to a thoughtful layout where each seat is 20 inches wide and each row boasts an impressive 35-inch depth. But these aren't the only seats that are seeing a massive improvement. One of the focuses is on toilets. And yes, you heard that correctly.
Toilets! 1,160 toilets and urinals! 3 times the NBA average!
Missing the game or feeling too far from the action is not an option at the arena, thanks to the Halo board. Spanning 44,000 square feet and comprised of 233 million LEDs, this massive display is extremely sharp. To put its size in perspective, the Daily News noted it would take over 3,500 60-inch TVs to match its scale. Measuring more than 600 feet in circumference and weighing a staggering 519,000 pounds, the Halo board is one of the more impressive feats of the venue. And on top of all this, it launches t-shirts to fans. The Dome also introduces a brand new concept for NBA arenas known as the Wall. This section features 51 rows of steep, uninterrupted seating, exclusively reserved for Clippers supporters. Fans in this section are vetted, and jerseys or merchandise from other NBA teams is strictly prohibited. Designed to create a loud, intimidating atmosphere, the Wall feels somewhat like a college student section. Taking a step back, what many believe is one of the most exciting things about the arena is its commitment to sustainability. It operates on a waste reduction program as well as recycles water for things like flushing toilets. It's fully electric and runs on solar power sourced from its 2 megawatt array on the roof. Combined with the array on the nearby parking garage, these feed in the 11 megawatt battery pack below the floor. While I couldn't find the capacity of the pack in megawatt hours, AECOM claims that the current setup is able to handle many hours of peak demand, such as during an NBA Finals game or headlining concert, which the Dome has already got its introduction to. Beyond the court, the Intuit Dome complex has over 86,000 square feet dedicated to training, medical, and player facilities. Above the practice courts sits a 71,000 square foot office space for team operations. The venue also has 5 separate basketball courts, an outdoor plaza featuring 2 bars and a stage, a restaurant, and the flagship team store. Considering everything I've covered, the arena's staggering $2 billion price tag makes more sense. Still, it's the most expensive NBA arena ever built, by far. A distinction made even more impressive by the fact that it was entirely privately financed. If anyone could pull it off, it's Steve Ballmer. As of late 2024, he ranks as the 8th richest person in the world, with a net worth of approximately $121 billion. But just because the venue is privately financed doesn't mean the public avoids all costs. Historically, similar projects have burdened local governments and taxpayers with unforeseen expenses, such as upgrades to infrastructure. However, this wasn't as significant a concern for the Dome. Instead, the challenges came primarily from local community groups, and perhaps more notably, Ballmer's competitors. The Madison Square Garden Company, owner of the Forum, which is the previous home of the Lakers and sits less than a mile away from the Intuit Dome, was accused of using litigation to block the Clippers' new arena, fearing competition with the Forum's live events business. MSG even funded the legal efforts of Inglewood residents against takings and evictions, a group that filed lawsuits opposing the project. In response, the Clippers countersued MSG in December of 2018. In March of 2019, leaked emails revealed MSG had tried to lure the Lakers back to the Forum after their lease at the Staples Center ended. Although the plan went nowhere, the proposal was seen as an attempt to undermine the Clippers' arena plans. The construction faced other legal hurdles as well, with multiple lawsuits aiming to halt the project. One notable case came from Uplift Inglewood, which argued that the agreement between the Clippers and the city violated California's Surplus Land Act. This act prioritizes housing, recreation, and school projects when public land is sold. In response, Inglewood's mayor defended the deal, stating that the site was already deemed unsuitable for residential use due to its proximity to LAX. In November of 2019, a judge dismissed Uplift Inglewood's lawsuit, and in December, the California Air Resources Board approved the project. In March of 2020, Ballmer made a decisive move to resolve the ongoing litigation with MSG by agreeing to purchase the Forum for $400 million in cash. This acquisition effectively removed the final major obstacle standing in the way of the Clippers' new arena, clearing the path for its construction to move forward without further delays. And just so I don't forget to mention it, the 23-year naming deal with financial software company Intuit was valued at a minimum of $500 million. Lastly, if you're thinking about going to a game and parking at the on-site garage, you might want to think twice, because it comes with a hefty $70 price tag. Steve Ballmer envisioned this arena as a basketball palazzo, and it's clear that his dream may have even exceeded his own expectations. And coming from an unbiased source who is often objectively critical of the construction of new sports arenas, I have to admit, this project is pretty special. At Buildcore, we're building America, one story at a time. With your help, the channel has grown to over 20,000 subscribers in the last year. There are so many projects all over the country that the channel will be covering, and I'm super excited for what the future will hold. With that being said, thank you, and I'll see you next time.